All right, we got another episode of the Frosty Dinghy going on, and the J Mac did not disappoint. He came in full dress, just like he said on the last episode.
Hell yeah.
What do you got rocking out today? That your Kid Rock look, huh?
Oh, yeah, this is my Kid Rock look, right down to
No,
my
w-
camouflage slippers.
you're okay. We got to see the camouflage slippers. Get one of them up here. We
I
got
can
to
bring it
see
up.
the slippers.
Oh, you gotta have the slippers, bud, you know?
You betcha. Look at you, all styling and profiling today.
Damn right.
That's some funny shit. Well, you'll be impressed because the outfit you got on kind of leads into where I kind of wanted to take this episode today. A lot of stupid shit going on right now out in the real world, so I figured we'd bring back some comedy and go to the best stand-up comics. I don't know, sounds like fun to me. I know you've probably watched quite a bit of them over your extent on the planet of your brief 19 years on the planet, because you're about to turn 20. About to turn 20. I'm just saying. But I mean, we had in when we grew up, we had some pioneers of the stand up, and briefly before them, not briefly, for a long time, they had some great inspiration for the kickoff of the comedy movement that seemed to roll through the 90s and 2000s. So I figured we'd dive into that a little bit. What do you think?
I love it. Let's go.
If you had to name your number one comic of all time, who would it be? There's a lot out there. I mean, we grew up with like the best of the best.
The guy that I'm gonna go to, you probably never even heard of. I've only seen him
Oh,
do
imagine that.
his name is Brian, or, not Brian Reagan, which he's another good one. I love Brian Reagan. Um, but his name's David Scott. He goes by the Midnight Swear. I've only seen him at local spots, but he does have, and I'd have to look the stats up. He has the Guinness record for the longest running comedy act. I believe he did it up in Dubuque at the casino there.
40 hours and 8 minutes.
That's right. But I've seen him at
And
the
it took
Funny Bone a
place on
couple of times.
April 29th to April 30th of 2013.
Was it at the casino in Dubuque?
It's at the Mississippi Moon Bar in Diamond Joe. Yep. It's the Diamond Joe Casino in Dubuque.
All right, that's what I thought.
So Mississippi Moon Bar.
Yeah, he used to come through quite a bit to the Funny Bone. I've seen him 3 or 4 times, I think. I got his DVD somewhere too, if I still have my DVDs. Just I don't know, his stage presence, which kind of led me into Brian Reagan or Regan. I'm not exactly sure to say his last name. It it wasn't
It's
exactly
Regan.
what they were saying, it was how they said it. And especially with Brian Regan, his facial expressions just get me every damn time.
So believe it or not, I do believe that uh the Joe Rogan crew and like Chappelle and stuff like that were having a competition, not a formal one, but where one comedian would go on stage and he'd do an extended set, and then the next comedian would go longer, and then another one would go longer. I don't think they ever tried for the record, but they were trying to beat each other in the same principle of trying to do the most material for the longest time. So
Right, and I think if I remember right, I listened to
I,
them
I
talking about how
I've
Chappelle
definitely
was,
heard of it.
all those guys think, Chappelle's the GOAT, which, you can't really disagree with it, but if I remember right, all those guys would kinda shut down if they were in a club, they were wanting to run some new material, then like, "Oh, here comes Dave." Yeah, I guess our shit's out the window.
Yeah, it didn't really matter what they were doing. Chappelle would just walk in off the street and they'd get their time slot kicked out. And then
Right,
Chappelle would run the entire rest of the night, pay the servers and bartenders extra to stay late, and just keep going.
and it was just all
They wouldn't shut
freestyle,
the
just new
doors till like
material.
4 in the morning. Yep. He was just in there working. And then there for the longest time, he didn't have any dates. Like he just said he's done with the whole thing and all the corporate aspect of it, and he'd just show up places or in the park or just some random place and start dropping comedy on you, and it was like his little gift to the world.
Right, and once word got
ever
out,
ever
place was
since they tried
packed.
to cancel him.
Right, which he was a
What was that?
pioneer. I mean, some of they said, well, then once he'd show up and, word would get out of these little places he was doing, those places just get packed. But back when, he was doing a lot of his stand up and had his TV show, man, he was pushing the bar. He was a pioneer what he was doing. I mean, what he did in his show, you couldn't get away with that today. it was borderline
Hell
he was
no.
getting away, how he was getting away with it then.
Well, he still does it now. He just doesn't care if you're gonna try to cancel him. He just doesn't give a
Right, but
shit.
now it's all stand up now. But I'm talking about
He
when he was
turned
on
down what
TV.
was it? Oh, yeah. Yep. He definitely pushed the envelope on everything. He turned down what was it, $50 million or something like that, because they wanted to try to change him, and he's just like, "Fuck you, I'm out,"
Yeah, I
and
think I remember
bolted,
that.
and then just dropped off the planet. I mean, dropped off the planet and just started showing up at little dive bars and doing stand up just to have fun.
Right, which I
I
love
mean,
that more than anything.
you probably like his movie about Mr. Nice Guy too,
What was that one called? That was about the where they were
where he
selling
loves
weed, wasn't
Mary
it?
Jane.
Yeah, what
Oh
the hell
yeah,
is that movie called?
yep.
I forget what it was called.
Well, it's a half baked, sir.
That's right. Has been a while. That was a good movie. Had a pretty good cast too.
No, Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate, no. It was butter stuff.
Butternut squash, butter
Yep.
stuff.
We
But
all
yeah, if you
had
go
that,
back,
like back in our. Go ahead.
I said if you go back before him though, I mean you can't argue with early Eddie Murphy before he sold out. He was funnier than hell. You had Delirious and Raw. But then I think and probably all these guys, even Dave Chappelle would say that I think that Richard Pryor is kind of the one that set the bar.
Richard Pryor was the mainstream, but even he gives a little bit to oh, what was his name? Red Fox, I believe. He said that he took some inspiration from.
Oh yeah, Red Fox.
Yep. I think Richard Pryor's the one that set the bar that Eddie Murphy tried taking on,
Right.
to be honest. And Eddie Murphy did a hell. I mean, he's still in his movies, and everything that Eddie Murphy's done is still relevant today. I mean, people are still going back and watching all of it, even his stand-up specials he had, because he was just so on point.
I meant
I'm
his
actually surprised you don't have one of his leather jumpsuits by now.
If I were going to go with that, it'd be more of a Michael Jackson style.
You do like the gloves.
That's right.
So, at the same time that Eddie Murphy was going on, I mean, you had the opposite side of what Murphy was doing in Jerry Steinfeld and his stand up. I mean, when Eddie was up on there with the raunchy in your face comedy, you get Steinfeld, who well, there's no T in that, but he just took the observation side of it,
Yeah.
and with that dry monotone delivery over and over again.
What's
I
the
mean,
deal with Ovaltine? The can is round, the cup is round, but they call it Ovaltine. That's Seinfeld is my favorite show of all time. And I actually did see Seinfeld stand up, and it was pretty amazing. Especially at the end, he did a little Q&A, and somebody asked him to do the Hello Newman from the show. And he's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's like, that's not, you just can't just jump into that. He's like, you got to kind of build up and work into that. And then he did it, and man, it was awesome.
Hello, no.
That's right.
My favorite special of Steinfeld was his last one, when it was called I'm telling you for the last time. That special was it started out with him standing there throwing little pieces of paper with writing on them into a casket, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "These are just I'm done with comedy, and these bits are just gonna get buried." And a little kid walks over and grabs one. And he goes, "But this is a solid bit. You got to do it. You got to do it." He's like, "Fine, but I'm telling you for the last time." And then he goes on. It flashes to him on stage for his last final go away special. And one of my favorite jokes out of there was, "If you have blood on your shirt, I don't really think that laundry detergent is your biggest problem." I don't know. It always kind of hit me. So
That's right.
I don't think Tide's going to be the answer if that's not where you're going with.
Absolutely not.
See, I figured of you of all people, especially wearing that ensemble that you got on today, I really thought you would go with Andrew Dice Clay.
You know, he was funny, but to me, he just got old because he was just driving home the same shit. And for me, when I first heard him, I was young, so of course that they're talking about pussy and all that shit. That's funny. But as he got older, he didn't change, he didn't evolve. He was trying to, and I think that's why he faded out, because he didn't try to change it all. Now, some people they try to change and it still doesn't work out for him, but him, it was just the same shit over and over again. He got so big with the raunchy poems and all that shit, and that he could never recover from it.
So believe it or not, he hasn't gone away. He has not. He's still relevant in some aspects. He has developed a new thing that he's doing now where it's called street chaos. And he's just walking up to random people on the street and recording them while he talks to them and does like comedy style conversations with them.
So kind of like instead of street magic, street comedy.
Yeah, where he walks up and he just like asks weird fucking questions and gets like them off their normal stance into an awkward situation and then just records it.
Right. And yeah,
Which I
he'll
think
probably be
is
pretty good at that.
yeah, I think he's doing pretty good at that from what I heard anyway. He's all over Instagram with it again. So
Yeah, I'll have to look that up. I
So
haven't heard
here's-
nothing of him.
what's your feeling on prop comedy? Because
Are you
you
like
know
Carrot
who
Top?
we grew up with.
You're talking about
Yeah,
Carrot Top?
we grew up with Carrot Top, who
Well,
had
let's take it
all
back
of the
before
props, the
him.
cookbook, and all the shit.
Yeah,
and
well, let's
then
take it
Carrot
back.
Top got
Not necessarily
ripped.
props, but what about Gallagher?
That's where I was gonna go with this. Gallagher was like, in my mind, the original prop guy. Like
Right.
he was number one. That as soon as you saw Gallagher, if you have to put a plastic sheet on the front two rows for people to hide behind because you break out the sledge-o-matic every episode. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean, he only had
nobody
like he
just
had one
goes up there
prop.
and smashes watermelon.
He had the hammer, and then he had all the fruits and vegetables.
Yep. And he sent them into the crowd. I mean, and that's what people came for. That was like in your face back in the day. I mean, people would line up around the block to get watermelon and pineapples and everything else smashed on them for a show. I mean, he had good stand up until that point, but I mean, literally the whole reason you went was to see if you got a piece of watermelon. I mean,
But I think back then the market, there was so much going on. I mean, there's probably more comics now and more accessibility now, but to actually break out back then, you had to have something that captured your audience. I mean, look at Sam Kinison. I mean, there's nobody else been able to do that type of comedy since. And all he did was scream. I mean, but he was fucking hilarious. Oh, you fucking bitch.
Kinnison also, I know Rogan talks about it quite a bit, but he said he meant Kinnison a weird way. I don't remember how that he first got to run into him. He goes, but Kinnison is kind of like the best that you can be, and he's also the biggest mistake you can make at the same time because he got to a certain level of fame and then just went down the wrong road with alcohol and drugs.
Right.
I mean, he could have had a much longer career, but he just got to a point and he didn't want to go any farther. He didn't want to work anymore, and he just turned into the party scene, and that's what ultimately took him down. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kinnison was funny when he came out, but he got to a point and then it was the same show over and over again, and then it slowly deteriorated and wasn't funny anymore by the end. It was more, I don't know if you really felt sad for him, but you could tell that there were a lot of troubles and vices he was fighting there towards the end.
Right. Just a lot of demons.
Yeah. I mean, if we had we didn't really, I mean, Chappelle went through his stage, but he never stopped being funny throughout the middle of it. And then you got Robin Williams, who was apparently the most depressed person in the world, but he is
Yeah, no
also
doubt.
one of the funniest people that we've ever seen. Like when he does the golf bit, and I don't remember what the show title was, but he had all the water bottles and he went through his prostate trying to pee, and then soccer and the red card, and then he hit that golf scene, the golf bit that he did. There's nothing better than that. He was hilarious. He was funny in every movie that he'd ever been in. Like even, I can't remember the one with the dysfunctional toys. Toy something. I can't remember the name of that movie
Not
for the
Bicentennial Man,
life
is
of
that?
me. No, it's the one where he's with the toys. Never mind. It was called Toys. No shit. Huh, imagine that.
I guess I didn't know he
But
had one. I
Toys
know
was a
Richard
great
Pryor
movie.
had one called The Toy.
Yeah, no, it was different. It was Toys, and it had LL Cool J in it, and then I can't remember his name, but his weird some actor's weird sister, the one that held the uh radio outside the window in the rain trying to get the girl back. His sister was in it.
Joan Cusack.
Yeah, there you go. Joan Cusack was in it. It's a funny movie. It's a good time. But no, I mean Robin Williams had Jumanji. That's a classic from
We'll be
To
here all
Beat
day
All
for
Hell.
his movies. I mean,
Bubble
even look at his
Boy.
TV shows. Was it Taxi that he was in?
Yeah,
Or not
Mork
Taxi?
and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, Mork and Mindy. I mean, he had the career of how the hell did we not say Mrs. Doubtfire? Coming,
Oh, yeah.
dear. I mean,
No!
he was what you shot for as an actor and a comic. I mean, he was the top notch of everything, and nobody knew the demons he was fighting either.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But yeah, he's by far one of the best comedians of our time. And nobody can really stand up against George Carlin.
All right.
George Carlin was the in-your-face political, he's going to tell you how the world really works type of comedian, and he's right on top of it too. I mean, he was right in the current events and in your face, and it's funny, but is it really funny, or is he making a good point?
Right. Well, he wasn't
time?
afraid to swear and then talk about it and then
Yeah.
make it a purpose to keep swearing just for the sole purpose to swear.
Exactly. And I do believe that he played the best role in a movie for one of the filthiest comics ever. He played a cardinal.
Dogma?
Old Cardinal Glick.
Yeah, wasn't it Dogma?
Yeah, it was Dogma,
Yeah.
which there's a new one of those coming out.
That's what I heard.
So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that when it finally gets here. Can you believe Dogma had Matt Damon in it and Ben Affleck?
Oh man, it was a pretty good
I mean,
cast.
it
because
had one of the
it had Alanis Morissette, and then I can't think of the girl, the main Jane Silent Bob,
Yep.
and then that girl that they were with most of the movie, and then Salma Hayek was in it.
Yep. I mean, they had it. The main angel guy passed away from it, but Kevin Smith said that he replaced him, but he didn't replace him. I mean, it's a similar character, but it's not the same character. And he
Right.
went with a female actress to play the alternate side of that angel character. So I'll be interested in seeing how that one comes together, because the first one, I don't think there's much you could have done to the first one to make it any better.
Yeah, but the only problem now is waiting so long to do another one, man. That's how they fuck everything up with all these movies. They wait way too long to do another one.
It worked for like Boondock Saints.
Yeah, okay, that was one of very few. It didn't work for Beetlejuice. It didn't work for Coming to America.
Those are different styles of movies than the ones that, like, I would have to put Boondock Saints and Dogma in similar style movies, to where there's a gap and it doesn't really change anything, and it leaves your perception of what's going on in between the end of the next one and the beginning of the next one.
We'll just see how they do it.
It'll be interesting to find out on that one.
But another one that comes to mind is Ralphie May, if you remember him.
Oh yeah, Ralphie May. Well, not the only, but one of the few that can pull off going into any club and making fun of anybody. I mean, it's him and what the hell's the other guy?
The
Bill
one that's
Burr.
current? Well, Bill Burr, yeah.
You got Bill
But who's
Burr,
the-
and then
Who's that kid that's popular now that does that same thing that goes around from Wild and Out? Pretty Boy.
from Wild and Out, Matt Rife.
Yeah, that's him. He does that kind of style, basically just feeding off the crowd, which is hilarious, but not everybody can pull it off.
I'm trying to pull something up because I know there's a different one. He was just on my TikTok the other day, and I don't think it's Bill Burr. Fucking Bing is stupid.
Well, you know who we haven't brought up, who was funny to me when he first came out, but not much after that, was a Chris Rock.
Yeah, Chris Rock is funnier than shit. I don't like some of his TV shows,
But
but
that would be the same thing with Martin Lawrence, too. Some of his stand-up shit was fucking hilarious.
so Chris Rock has like an amazing stand-up. Love it to death. And I didn't mind him too much on Saturday Night Live. I mean, he had a good run there. Everybody can say that, Grown Ups. It's a funny movie, but it's kind of a stretch, but my favorite Chris Rock movie is Down to Earth. You
Oh,
ever
he played
seen
like
that
an
one?
angel or something, right? He got killed, then came
N-
back as an angel or whatever.
he comes back as a different person, as
As a
a
white person,
white
right?
billionaire. Yeah,
Yeah,
a
that's right.
fat old white billionaire, and then chases Pam Grier around and tries hooking up with her the whole movie. That movie is just funnier than shit. And the amount of restraint that he kept together for the Will Smith slap, and he waited a whole year to come out with his comedy special about it. That's
Yeah.
epic. I mean, came back and just destroyed. But yeah, no, Chris Rock's up there in the top.
So
The
what about not necessarily comedians, but the funniest actors like Chris Farley or Belushi?
I was don't for the time, I understand why people like Belushi. I did not find Belushi that funny, because it was technically before our time, and that style of humor the Steve Martin style of humor had died off by the time I got into the real solid comedies. Like, I can't remember the name of the movie where he plays Bluto.
Is that Animal House?
Yeah, Animal House. I didn't find Animal House that funny. That was like a 70s movie to me. Like, it was along the line of Porky's. Porky's was funny, but it wasn't that funny.
Yeah, he's got to take it with the time period. I still
I
thought they were good. I enjoyed them.
I it's one of those movies you can watch one time and you're good the rest of your life. It wasn't one of those movies you can watch over and over again and find humorous, at least in my world. A
Well,
lot of
I
other
think that's
people,
because it was a different time period, but still, look at the movies that we used to watch over and over again, and then now we can't anymore because, like, to me, anything early Adam Sandler, great fucking movies, but I can't really watch them anymore because that to me, when I went and seen him do stand up, what last year when he came here or 2 years ago, he's still trying to do that shit, and he's,
yeah,
40 years older, and it wasn't funny to me. I thought it was cool that he still had all of his buddies there, like, I don't know for how long. Kevin James was sitting, like, 2 rows behind us, and then they did a bit together, and then when he got up, walking towards the front, whether he knew the guy or not, he grabbed some dude's beard and started chugging it as he was walking to the stage. So I did like the nostalgia, and then, his MC was, Rob Schneider, and then there was a couple other
yeah,
people that's in all their movies, but he was still trying to sing and do funny songs, and it was not like to me, it wasn't like it was back in the 90s.
I get that. I mean, I Happy Gilmore is one of those movies you can keep watching.
That one I can.
But Billy Madison, on the other hand, it's
No,
not funny anymore.
no.
It never was really funny when it came out. I
I
mean,
don't know.
there's certain
I used to love
aspects
it.
of it that I found it funny. Like,
I used to be able to watch it over and over.
Even Tommy Boy. I mean, it was a great movie when it came out, but I can't stand to watch it now.
What about Black Sheep?
It's okay. It never was that one of those things that I had to watch back in the day. I mean, I watched it, it was funny, but I don't need to see it again. I've seen it. It's not gonna hit me on any different level watching it a second time like some movies do.
All
Like,
right,
if
well,
you
give me
watch
one movie. Give me one movie that will hit you where
from
you can just sit there and watch it every time.
from the old school days,
Yeah, we'll
uh,
go that.
Wayne's World.
Okay.
Wayne's World, it's funny. I mean, and it's one of those movies that can carry, but the second Wayne's World is not.
No, I'll agree
That
with you a
one's
little bit on that, but Wayne's World is from my experience. I had the VHS. I was so into it. I had a Wayne's World hat. I had a Wayne's World book, and I watched that VHS tape until I damn near wore it out. Now, I could watch it every once in a while, but it's not kind of like Encino Man. That was another one I used to watch all the time. I bet now to watch it, it's not the same as it was when I was, 14 years old.
no, but Brendan Fraser has carried himself into the forefront. I mean, he stayed relevant the entire go round. I
Well,
mean,
especially compared to the other two.
he almost killed himself to do Whale.
Did you watch that?
I could only make it somewhat through it.
My
It
wife told me don't even try.
and I started having 7 flashbacks. 7 and, what's the Gerard Butler movie
300?
where Gamer no,
Oh,
Gamer,
yeah,
where the big guy's playing as the hot chick. Yeah, as his wife.
right.
Yeah, that's no, I just there's not too many old comedy movies that you can really keep watching. Uh, I could still watch Top Gun from back then and watch it into
Oh,
the
man.
ground, Tombstone,
Especially the
stuff
new
like
one.
that,
Did
but
you like the new one?
Maverick, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I fucking loved it. That was one movie that they did many years later, and I thought they nailed it. I mean, just the way, because sometimes when they try to keep it a lot like this first one, You know, that's where they kind of fuck it up. But this one, just all the innuendos referenced in the first movie, and it all ran together fucking smooth, I thought.
See, we went to the theater to watch it, and I was watching it with my aunt and uncle and stuff like that. And I leaned over and I asked my uncle, I'm like, "Do you remember who Penny Benjamin is?" And he's like, "No, who's this? The love interest in this one?" I'm like, "That's the admiral's daughter with the high passes that he went ballistic over. Was Penny Benjamin. That's why
That's
they
right.
brought her back."
And what movie that lady that played her in Maverick? What movie was she most known for?
The Hulk,
You gotta go back. You gotta go back even further.
Jennifer Connelly. I'm guess I don't know. I know she's been in a lot of movies, but I don't know which one specifically that you're asking about.
She was in The Labyrinth.
Oh, I don't remember anything about that movie. We had trivia this week and they asked 3 questions about it, and I just sat there staring at them.
David Bowie, bud, come on. Anyway, well, the reason I know so much about it is that's my wife's favorite movie, and bring it back around. It's the 40th anniversary or 45th anniversary this year, and we went last Friday night and saw it on the big screen. It was pretty cool. She even took her Labyrinth blanket and her Labyrinth little David Bowie.
I remember a lot of the movie, but I don't remember the movie. You know what I mean? I remember bits and pieces and the characters. I just don't remember hardly any of the movie at all. Is it which one is where the lady drags the horse in the mud?
I think that's a never-ending story. Isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, it
I
could
get
be.
them both mixed up too.
But I mean, those movies came out what in way before we actually started developing our tastes and stuff. Like we had a bunch of questions on the Gremlins, and I remember the Gremlins, but technically that movie was not made for us. It was made for the generation like 5 years earlier than us. I don't even
It
remember
was
when
one of my
that
favorite movies, though.
82 or 84 when that came out.
Somewhere around there. I'm going to say 84, probably.
It's like the original Star Wars. It came out before we were born, but we were still buying action figures when we were 6 or 7. I mean, but it wasn't really a movie geared toward us. It was geared to the 10 years before us. I forgot to bring this up. Back when I was thinking about the Bill Burr style of comedy, Gary Owen. I love Gary Owen. He's he's the white guy that pretended he was a Chargers long snapper back in the 80s and 90s so he could pick up chicks at the bar.
Really?
Yeah. Nobody knew who the long snapper was, and he likes the a certain off-white race of women, and he's married to them. He's got a bunch of kids with him, and he just loves playing for the more eccentric crowds, the ones that get up and fucking laugh. And yeah, I mean, he's funny as fuck.
Right?
I love Gary Owen. He's good shit.
I don't think I've ever seen any of his stuff.
Oh, you need to watch Gary Owen. He's fucking awesome. He's like Ralphie May. You drop him in the same setting and he's just gonna fucking kill it.
Right.
I mean, they fucking love it. And then Ralphie May, when he does the scuba diving bit about the fucking movie theater.
I don't think I've heard that one.
You gotta pull that up and watch it sometime. Him and his scuba diving.
My favorite one of his is the door-to-door pimp selling pussy. Just the way he says it and acts it out like it actually happened to him. Hey, hold on one minute. Babe, do we need any pussy?
That's some good shit. So I pulled up on here because Joe Rogan is a great stand-up comedian. I've always found him fucking hilarious. But I pulled up who his friendship group is in comedians. And you got Joey Diaz, you know, Big Joey.
Yep.
I mean, you got the #1 selling comedian right now. He sells out like football stadiums. Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis. Is that midget?
No, that is not the midget. Shane Gillis is the one in the Bud Light commercials with Post Malone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got Tony Hinchcliffe, where he's got Kill Tony. You ever heard of Kill Tony?
What about Burt Kreischer?
We haven't got there yet. We're working our way up.
Oh.
But you know what Kill Tony is?
I don't.
So Tony puts together a thing, and like one of them was at Madison Square Garden, so there's 16,000 people there. But the whole premise of Kill Tony is if you're an aspiring comedian, you put your name in a bucket. So while they're doing a show up there, they pull out random names and they give these amateur comedians a minute guest spot where they walk up on stage, usually in front of people like Tony and Joe Rogan and Shane Gillis and all these established comics that are sitting on the panel, right? That are going to sit there and make fun of you the entire time, but they let you do a 1 minute stand up skit and then they just try to tear you apart and see if you got what it takes to make it in the business. And once you hit, if you have a good showing on Kill Tony, you're pretty much made and you can go anywhere.
All right. I've never seen the show, but I've seen the premise before.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of the best comic shows out there right now, and they're fucking doing great with it. Some of the shit that Hinchcliffe says is just so off the wall and controversial it makes your head spin. But and that ties right into Burt Kreischer. Burt Kreischer is usually one of the guys on stage, but it's hit and miss with him too. There's only so many times you can hear the machine.
Oh man, but I want to hear it live. I want to hear it live at least one time. But when he hit the scene with that story, talk about just blowing your load right out the gate. I mean, I don't know how long he was out on the scene before that story, but that was when I heard about him, and that shit just blew him up.
I mean, they made a movie about it.
There's actually wasn't that bad of a movie, to be honest, if you took it for what it was.
It's got Mark Hamill in it.
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad.
No, I thought the movie was funny. I mean, if you watch it for what it is and not try to think it's going to be some top of the line fucking, yeah, no, it's just a straight up comedy shot. Yeah, it's a straight up comedy in your face movie the whole time. It's funny as shit. And don't get me wrong, Burt is funnier than hell, but he's obsessive, so he goes in spurts. Like one day his whole goal is to work out and beat all of his friends in a weight loss challenge. Next thing you know, he's slamming beers and pounding away cheeseburgers. I mean, he is such a roller coaster.
Speaking
Still
of that,
funny the entire time.
Who we haven't thought about being the roller coaster is Norm Macdonald.
Oh, fucking Norm.
Dude, just listen to the other comedians talk and tell stories about him. That's almost better than listening to him do comedy. Just like, I can't remember who was telling a story about him. One to be like, he tried calling him and he didn't answer. And then Norm called him back like a week later. He's like, yeah, I tried calling you a week ago. He's like, oh, you did? Oh, well, what are you doing? You know, fucking just totally blew by what he even called for and wanted to get to what he called him for.
See, Norm's one of those people that I think that his comedy is, I mean, his stand-up is funnier than shit. And that podcast he's doing now, it is fucking awesome. But I don't like him in movies. He plays the same exact character from Saturday Night Live in every one of his movies. So I didn't find him that funny on Saturday Night Live, but I love his stand-up.
I thought he was really good in one movie, and it was his movie, where him and his buddy were always pranking people, and then they started doing it for money. I can't think of the name of it.
Did they have juggies?
I don't know what that is, so.
You don't know what a juggie is? Wasn't it him and the host from, they got canceled there for a little bit? Wasn't it those two that had the man show? Oi, oi, oi. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you can't change the lead roles. Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, him and Jimmy. The fucking funniest shit Jimmy ever did. Once Jimmy took over that late night show, I didn't find him near as funny, but I thought he was hilarious on the man show.
Well, once he went too far to the left, he stopped being funny. It turned into more like political fucking bullshit instead of stand-up.
You know, speaking of that, just as you said that, fucking Norm Macdonald, or not Norm Macdonald, Dennis Miller. I thought he was hilarious. Yeah, but I could be wrong. I'm Norm Macdonald.
Did you ever read his book called Rants? It's one of the funniest books you'll ever see. I don't know if I still have it or not. If I do, I'll drop it off. But I read that book like 7 times. It's basically all that intro he does when he goes off on his rants.
Right.
He made a book of just that.
That's
and
great. Each
rant is like fucking 15 pages long of him just going off on something. It's fucking hilarious. Like there's in the group that we're talking about, I mean, there's a few in there I've never heard of, like Ari Shafir. He's in Protect Our Parks and stuff like that. But one of the best out of the group is Tom Segura.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious. I haven't really watched a lot of his stuff, but He is fucking funny.
He's got him and Bert got the Two Bears in One Cave podcast. They started their own vodka line, but he also does Your Mom's House with his wife, and she's funny as fuck as well. But when he does stand up, he just kills it. And he did a stand up show. Can't remember where it was, but he did it all in Spanish. I mean, he did a straight Spanish show for the area that he was in. And I mean,
Right.
he's funnier than fuck. Like, one of his funniest bits is he was talking about Joey Diaz, and they were talking about gummies, and Joey's like, "Here, eat one of these." And he's like, "What is it?" "It's a 5 mil." He's like, "Oh, that's
But it was
great." And he
not. It
eats
was
it.
like a 50
No,
or something, wasn't it?
it was 100.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that. That story is fucking hilarious.
And then he did the same thing to his mom, where she's like, "Can I have one of those those gummies?" And he gives her one. She comes back like an hour later. "I'm not feeling anything. I need to. Can I have another gummy?" He's like, "Oh yeah, here you go." And then he said that he gets a call from her, a text from her. So they ended up out on the front porch, and she's like, "Why are you doing this to me?" And she's having flashbacks of her whole life and shit.
Oh
I
man, that's
thought
great.
I think it's funnier than fuck. But no, Segura's got to be one of the best to go see right now. Where's it at? And then, believe it or not, one of the up and comers right now that's making a huge name for herself, Taylor Tomlinson. She's got her own late night show.
I don't think I've seen her.
Oh no, she's pretty good.
I was
She
just
is.
thinking about primetime Lisa Lampanelli when you brought up a
Oh
female.
well, oh
Yeah, when
Lisa.
she was in her prime, she was fucking hilarious.
Don't forget the best female roaster of all time, Nikki Glazer.
Man, she's good all around.
She fucking murdered. She murdered at the roast.
Or Sarah Silverman.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was great in movies too. Like, I mean, what was it? Saving Silverman?
Saving Silverman, School of Rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, Saving Silverman especially. That was more of a lead role with her.
She could flip in and out of the comedy to movies and adjust her personality just right each time.
Right.
She was
I agree.
definitely good. I'm trying to figure. Kelly something is also another good one. She lives in Minnesota and just got engaged. Kelly Cook, I think maybe.
Kelsey Cook.
Kelsey Cook. There you go. Kelsey Cook. Yeah, she's funny as shit too. And her and Taylor have like similar comedy where they take things that have happened to them growing up as women in their life and the weird stuff they run into. I think one of her best ones was she's married to another comedian, and one of the ladies at her show stood up and goes, "I love your husband." And she stops the show and she's like, "I'm not quite sure how to take that. Part of me wants to say thank you, and part of me wants to kill you." Because you've been trying to email my husband for months now, and I'm not sure I'm okay with that. Well, that's some good shit.
Well, we talked about Joe Rogan and all those guys. We never mentioned Theo Vaughn.
Oh yeah, Theo.
I think he is one of, to me, the best at storytelling because he is able to just twist every story like it's his life. It's never, I knew a guy. It's like, well, I knew this guy because we were best fucking friends and we used to go around drinking beer and then, whatever. Then he got me to bury his shit in the front yard because he didn't have running water.
Yeah, well, I'm not really sure that you wanted to bring up Theo Vaughn. Do you know where
Oh,
Theo Vaughn started from and where he came from?
It's probably not rural small town like South like he portrays. It's probably like L.A. I don't know.
No, it's a better origin story on how his rise to fame started.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He may or may not have been on an episode with.
Oh, he was on The Real World or something. Yeah, that's right. He was on some stupid TV show.
He was on Road Rules, Maximum Velocity, The Gauntlet, The Challenge, The Gauntlet, and Battle of the Sexes too.
That's right. I
He
never
got
seen
his-
him on any of those, I don't think, but I remember that being.
He got his start on your favorite show,
Yeah.
The Challenge. But no, have you watched his podcast at all?
Oh, a little bit, just bits and pieces.
His views on the world do not match anyone else. They're just so off the wall at times.
Oh, they come out of nowhere too. It's like, oh yeah, that reminds me of this one time. You know, I was doing some coke with Joe Schmo and fucking Bill Bob, and we found a cat. Fucking, you know, I don't know, just some weird shit, and he twists it all together, so it's fucking hilarious.
And then he has the guests on and stuff like that. He's supposed to go what, like skiing or rock climbing with one of them, and they go into the weirdest crap. I think the one of the funniest ones is that new singer lady that came out with Jelly Roll, the one that sang the song with Jelly Roll. Can't remember her name.
Lady Wilson.
No, the dark-haired, little small dark-haired chick.
Oh, I have no idea then.
Sings Wild Horses. I know that for sure. As soon as I see her, I'll know exactly who it is. Jessie Murph.
I have heard of that.
They sing Wild Ones together.
Gotcha. All right.
But that episode of Theo Vaughn when she's on it is hilarious. Like, I think he spent half the time not figuring out how to talk to her without offending her, and the other half just offending her. I mean,
Yeah, he's funny. A lot of his shit just fucking makes me laugh my ass off. Because some of it, you know, growing up in small towns, especially you too. I mean, we can relate to it.
hell yes. So, have you seen what's happening down in Austin, Texas now?
No, what's going on down there
So
now?
with all the other bullshit that's going on everywhere else in the world, and when COVID shut down like all of LA, which used to be the comedy spot,
Right.
Rogan went and built the comedy mothership in Austin.
In Texas. Did he? Okay. I knew he moved to Texas.
He ended up, so when everything was shut down in California, he was talking to Ron White, which I can't believe we haven't brought up yet. But Ron White said that they needed to do something in Austin. Well, Rogan went and hired all of the people from the Comedy Store in LA, brought them to Austin a year before they opened and paid them their salaries while they were building the venue. He took the best of the best out of there, brought them to Austin, and created the mothership. And every comic had their all the big names had their, you know, kind of hands in how it was designed and created the best theater for comedy. It has the good acoustics and the stage presence, and the stage is
shit.
set in the right place. Yeah. And you can still go up during the week, and they have open mic nights where you go put your name on a list and you get to go up, and anybody can just show up and get on stage as long as they get there soon enough. And then that Austin has become the new kind of comedy city. All the big name comedians have moved there, and they run shows out of the mothership all the time. It's like the new comedy shop that used to be in LA, except for this one's better and it doesn't have the restrictions like you would in California. I mean, they just tear it up there all the time, and then all these other places started popping up. So if you're a comedian, you can go to Austin and work every single day at one of the 60 places that have been put in. Austin is the new location to go for comedy.
No shit.
Yeah. And it's all because of COVID and Rogan wanting to get out of California. And
Right.
Ron White talked him into moving down there. And once Rogan got there, he said he loved it there. And then Ron went on stage and did something, and he's like, "We got to do this. You got to do this. You got to figure out how we can do this every night." And the mothership got built.
I'll be damned. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice as shit. Apparently, the green room is the best party that there is in the entire town for comics. If you get in the green room, it's just a bunch of famous people sitting around talking shit to each other. And he was talking about he had a building leased in Austin, but they started diving into it and they found out the electrical issues and stuff like that. But then they realized that it was owned by a cult.
No shit.
that and it was a weird one where the guy tried sleeping with all the women and stuff, and
Oh, for fuck's
it's
sakes.
just weird. Figure out it doesn't say what cult it was, but if you watch the episode where it's I think it's him and Ron White on the Joe Rogan podcast, they go through
Right.
all of that stuff and what the cult was, who the cult leader was that previously owned it, and all the electrical issues and all the crap that they ran into. And it was some little detail that wasn't in the lease contract that popped up that allowed him to get out of it, and he got the current building that the mothership's in.
No shit.
Yeah. No, that's a good story. I would even if you don't like Joe Rogan, the fact that he built the new comedy center of America is like you don't have to like Joe Rogan, but I mean, for somebody to do something like that in the middle of COVID and then pay people salary for a year
Right.
before you even open
That's
and
pretty impressive.
help them find places to live and make sure that they're doing all right for an entire year before you even open the doors to something that his entire goal of it is just to bring comedy and to break even.
Right.
He isn't trying to make a profit. He's just wants to make sure it covers its bills. And he wanted a place where him and his friends can go play, basically.
Right. Exactly.
And it turned into this super huge conglomerate of comedy where people are just moving from everywhere to live in Austin, Texas now. I mean, that's fucking great. I don't care who you are.
That's right. It's
I
all
mean,
for a good purpose.
if it would have been Eddie Murphy that did it, I'd say exactly the same thing.
Absolutely. To put your own skin in the game, I mean, and then make everything manifest is impressive.
They have right now they're up to a dozen regular spots for comedy in Austin to where they can just rotate, people through every week. But there's over 60 venues that pull in the artists that were at the mothership to have like a show once a week. So, I mean, you can't go anywhere else and find 100 comedy clubs in the same town.
Right.
I mean, it's the new gold standard and where everybody tries to get to at least once. And then if he brings a comedian onto his show, he talks them into going into the mothership and doing a set before they leave,
Really?
just so they can feel, yeah, just so they can feel the stage and the green room and the new presence and everything he built. So that way maybe they'll come back and headline something at one point.
Does he do the podcast in the same building?
No, he's got an entirely different building that he has purchased for his podcast. He's
Podcast.
got his podcast area, and then he's got a full-on gym. He's got a billiards room, and he said that he had the half a jelly roll on a few episodes ago,
Yeah. That sounds about right.
and he's like, and they keep talking about how Jelly Roll's transformation was and stuff like that. I mean, it's Jelly Roll's episode is one of the most emotional episodes I have ever seen in a podcast,
Really?
period. I mean, at the end of it, they were both on the verge of tears, and Jelly Roll got up, stood up at the end of the podcast, looked at Joe. He's like, dude, can I just have a hug? So there's this big hugging point, and they both break into tears. But Joe was talking about Jelly Roll started out to where, he went out his first time ever exercising. He said he was going to do it, and he finally made the decision it's going to happen. And the day that he was supposed to go, it was pouring down rain outside, and he went anyway. Everybody, like his kid and his wife and all that stuff, said, it's raining real bad. Why don't you just start tomorrow? And he's like, I said, I'm going to do it. And that was the start of his journey, was
That's pretty awesome.
trudging through the rain to the end of the street and back, or whatever it was. Well,
Did he have any help from Ozempic or anything?
no, he did it all natural, hitting, what was it? Said he, I have to watch the episode again because I don't want to misquote it, but he said he started working with a dietitian, and he started getting on whatever the vitamin thing is that everybody's doing right now. Something one vitamins, or I don't know. He started, just putting the time in, and then
GLP-1?
yeah, GLP-1s. Yeah.
That's what semaglutide and all those are.
Yeah, he's been on those.
Yeah.
And
That shit brings the fat off quick.
yep. And then Joe said it was rather interesting because Jelly wanted to work out with Joe because Joe is an insane fucking workout freak. And Joe's like, I was so proud. We ran, I think it was 5 miles on the treadmill, and he was carrying on a conversation with me the entire time. He wasn't
No
struggling.
doubt.
We were talking and running the whole time. Picture him 2 years ago. He could barely walk to the treadmill, let alone run with me on the
Right.
treadmill. So, I mean, that's one of the biggest inspirations I've ever seen. And you definitely need to watch that episode with him on Rogan. Him and Theo Vaughn on Rogan are just insane.
I bet.
But Jelly's, they presented him. Joe got a call from the Grand Ole Opry, and one of Jelly's biggest things was being a member and Joe got to present it to him on the show
Really?
that he finally made it, and that's where the big hug scene comes into, and
Oh, I bet.
yeah. But no, that's one of the most emotional episodes I've ever watched of any podcast. I
Right.
mean,
Sounds right.
I've always liked Jelly's music. I didn't really agree with the lifestyle he used to lead, so I didn't get
Right.
behind him at the beginning. But in the last 5 or 6 years, when I saw who he actually was as a person, I mean, there's really no better person out there than Jelly Roll. I mean,
Hell yeah.
all the shit he does to help everybody else, and the
Right.
inspiration he is now for all he went through, and showing that it's possible to come from 500-600 pounds down to I think he's at around 200 now or something like that.
That's
But he's
crazy.
lost like 2 whole people.
Right.
Yeah, just by hard work and not cheating the system. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. What's the where'd it go? I had it up here. Can't ever find it. Do you love when you lose shit?
Yeah.
We're close. I don't know. There's what's that? Nate Jackson. Have you seen his stand up?
Uh-uh.
Not even on TikTok or anything.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up, see who it is. Pete Jackson.
So he's a big black guy that you actually get to pay extra money to sit in a certain area of his shows, because he will single you out of the crowd and just bust your ass. Like, he will find out stuff about you, and you are now the new joke. You're just gonna get roasted, and that's what he does. That's one of his main things. And then occasionally he'll see like some guy or some girl sitting by themselves. He'll make them stand up, spin around on the camera, and then he'll try finding somebody in the venue to come down and sit with them and put them on a date.
Well, that's
I mean,
pretty
he
funny.
does, yeah, he does all kinds of shit. But yeah, Nate's fucking awesome. So one of the biggest movies for stand-up comedians, and we haven't talked about any of them yet. Not a single one of them that are on this, but one of the biggest names of comedians that you can put together are on Kings of Comedy. You remember that
Oh, yeah.
stand-up special? DL
No.
Hughley. Then you have
Didn't have Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer, and the host of the TV show Family Feud.
Steve Harvey.
Yep, Steve Harvey, and then one of the best comedians of all time to bring her home, Bernie Mac.
Yeah, Bernie Mac. That was the other one. I couldn't think of his name.
That is from, I mean, DL Hughley brought it, but he wasn't near as funny as anyone else on that whole thing.
Right.
Like, he was the low hanging fruit on that movie, and it just built all the way up to Bernie Mac at the end, and that is the best comedy movie or series of stand-ups that I've ever seen. I could watch that thing 9 billion times in a row and still laugh my ass off when it starts in at Cedric the Entertainer after DL gets off stage. Once Cedric gets there and Steve Harvey and then Bernie, it's the funniest shit ever. It doesn't get any better than that. It really don't.
I think it should do more comedy tours like that, or groups. Because I mean, look at the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. That was
Yep.
pretty funny too. I mean, if you get big names like that together, you're going to sell out crowds, and you're going to produce some hella material. Especially when they
Yeah,
just all come on stage and just kind of freestyle each other, just feeding off the crowd and each other.
and that was, I mean, those guys were like the 90s guys for us. I mean, Bill Engvall came out with a CD with a song on it. I mean, here's your sign. I mean, that was right on the front of it. You got Jeff Foxworthy, you had Ron White, and then oh, Larry the Cable Guy. Yep. I mean, they were the cream of the cream back in the day. I mean, I still listen to Larry Cable Guy's Christmas songs from when he was nothing but a DJ in Nebraska when I went to college out there.
All
And
right.
every Christmas he came out with Christmas songs. Like, I can't even say it on it. I can't say the first one on here because you can't say that shit anymore. But like, he pissed his pants because the toilet was just too far. Stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, those are still staples to this day as well. But
For sure.
you can't do that style of comedy anymore and not get canceled.
No. It's sad, really.
And then Ron White got stuck in that rut for about 10 years where it was just the same show over and over and over and over. He told the same plane story and everything over and over again. And then one day he just had new material, and off and running he went again.
Yep.
I mean, Jeff Foxworthy fell off a little bit. Bill Engvall, you don't hear much about anymore. But Larry the Cable Guy still shows up from time to time with new material. I mean, I think we probably lived through the best say anything comedy era that you can.
Or pretty much the last one,
Yeah.
as well.
Nothing was off limits.
Nope.
Like everything was fair game. And now you got to step on eggshells and still be funny.
Right. See, that's why, hands down, like without swearing or anything like that, Brian Regan. He's one of the number one for, because he never swears.
Yeah.
And Seinfeld the same way.
Seinfeld was such intelligent, dry humor.
Right.
And that's what it was. It wasn't made for, the same people that fall all over Larry the Cable Guy are not the people you're going to see at the show for Seinfeld.
Right.
Seinfeld was for the uptight working class people that needed to relax a little bit for the most part. I don't know. Look, you want to try to nail it down by eras on who the funniest was. We'll start before us. Like we'll start before the 80s. Who would you hands down give the best comedy to?
So you're talking 70s?
We're talking about early 80s and 70s.
Like
before Eddie Murphy.
Pryor. Yeah, Richard Pryor.
And then who are you gonna get in our heyday?
For the 90s?
We'll go the late 80s to the 90s. Who are you gonna dial in on that one? There's so many to choose from in that era though.
Right. I mean, because that was kind of really a turning point. Well, that's when Chappelle started showing up.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd probably have to go with him.
I'm not sure I could go with Chappelle on that one. Because he didn't really, in my eyes, he didn't really start driving it home until the 2000 era. And that's when I'd probably have to give Chappelle his due. But I don't know. I think Carlin was a crossover. Like he started in the older style comedy, but he was very present in our area. And I don't know where you put Rodney Dangerfield in all of this either. Like he was early comedy, but towards the end, he didn't give a shit and just came out in a red bathrobe the entire time and told you to fuck off if you didn't like it. He had nothing underneath the robe either. If you sat in the front row, you got an eyeful. Just saying. But
that was like, who was that other grumpy old comic, bald guy? And he would always just be rude as fuck to people, but he was hilarious. God damn, he was actually in that movie.
I like Bill Burr.
He
did that shit too. I mean, even David Spade was funny on his stand-ups, but he wasn't one of those top people in our era.
Don Rickles.
Yeah, good old Don.
You fucking moron. Get it through your fucking head. He would talk however the fuck he wanted to anybody.
I don't know. I think our era is too hard to nail down who the best is, to be honest. I mean, there were so many going different directions back in that day. They didn't have a set format that they ran.
Oh, we never did mention that, in the early, Bill Cosby, he was fucking hilarious.
Right. Before the pudding pop, I still remember that old VHS I used to watch of him and his stand-up. He's funny and shit. The chocolate cake bit.
Yep.
That is great. Gave me chocolate cake. So they got 90s comedians. They still got George Carlin in there. They got Chappelle, Norm Macdonald, Mitch Hedberg, Chris Rock, Bill Hicks, Dave Attell, Adam Sandler. Oh shit, we forgot about Dana Carvey.
Yep.
Martin Lawrence, David Cross, Gary Shandling, Drew Carey, George Wallace, Jon Stewart, Sinbad, Ray Romano, Kevin James, Andrew Dice Clay, Don Herrera, Jay Moore. Can't believe we forgot Jay Moore, Bill Bellamy, Paul Rodriguez. Dude, you can't, you go to any one of those shows and you can't miss back in the 90s. I'm sorry, I don't think I can even pick.
I agree.
Oh, look at this, 2000 comedies. Look who's still there. George Carlin, still there.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh my God, we didn't talk about Cat Williams.
I don't find him funny. I went to his stand-up too, and he's the same shit and everything.
It's the same show over and over again.
Yeah, he plays like the same role.
Same character. You got Robin Williams, George Carlin, Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald still in there, Jim Gaffigan, Cat Williams, Kevin Hart, Brian Regan. Oh shit. This one I'm surprised you didn't bring out of the woodwork. Daniel Tosh.
Yeah, I thought about him. I've never really seen his stand-up. If his stand-up's like his show and how he portrays himself in his Tosh.0 show, he's probably hilarious.
And Lewis Black, we didn't bring up Lewis Black. He's fucking hilarious. Zach Galifianakis, Gabriel Iglesias. How did we not talk about Fluffy?
Yeah, I don't care for him either.
You don't like Fluffy?
He's just fat.
Dane Cook, he's right up your alley.
Well, when he first came out, he was. And then whenever he decided to try to change or whatever, I didn't find him fucking funny at all.
David Spade. I don't know. I think we lived in a pretty good time of fucking comedians.
Well, I agree.
And I hate to bring this name up because of what it's turned into, but when she first came out with her first couple specials, Amy Schumer was fucking funny.
She was.
She is not anymore.
No.
But she was hilarious. So I pulled up if you can't tell, I pulled up the 90s and the 2000s, and then I put the 2010s comedians in. There's your drop off. I mean, John Mulaney, Amy Schumer, Hannibal Buress, Trevor Noah, Tig Notaro, Mark Maron. The only person on this list that's still funny out of the top 10 is Bill Burr. I mean, at all of them. All the rest of them have fallen off.
Right.
I mean, go to 2020s, you got Dave Chappelle, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura are in the top 5. And then Hannah Gadsby. What's her name was just on the other day, the one that lit up the New Year's Eve thing. Was it New Year's Eve? I think it was New Year's Eve or Thanksgiving or something. Whitney Cummings.
I don't know who that is.
She's hilarious as well, but she's one of those that has just become super famous recently. And then you got Eliza Schlesinger. She's fucking funny. Russell Brand, but it's not the amount that we had back in the 90s and early 2000s to where there were so many options that would just blow your mind.
Right.
I think we kind of need to get back to not taking life that serious anymore and get back to that bullshit.
Agreed.
Be much better. So we have well, as long as it happens, I'm not going to guarantee it because, other people beside us can't show up on a regular basis all the time. But you, me, Wes, and Dursky, we're pretty good at hitting our time slots. But we have a big name guest in the gamer world supposed to be coming next week. iTactics. He's one of the Warzone streamers that kind of got me started into it. He played with MPX quite a bit, but iTactics is supposed to be here, and I figured I'd give you a week to study so you can figure out what a game is and how to play it. But he's really exciting. I kind of want to dive into the game streaming world a little bit, how he got started, maybe if we can pull up some of his gameplay maybe, and just have him walk us through his thought process on Warzone and how he stayed close to the top on the gameplay. Yeah, I mean, he even destroys it on pretty much any game that he touches. He's right on top of it. But I know he's gone to, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like DreamWorks or something like that. He goes to all the big Twitch events and stuff like that. He's usually invited there to play as one of the guests. I think that'll be a good time. I think that'll open up a little bit of people's eyes on how to get started on the streaming world anyway, and what's required of it, and the amount of time that needs to be put in, and how to go about building an audience and all kinds of fun stuff. And I told him that you might have to talk to your sister to find out who he is and a little bit of the technical side so you can interview him a little bit.
Right.
He thought that was pretty funny, but hopefully he will be here next Monday when we record, so that episode will come out next Wednesday, hopefully, as long as everything goes as planned. And I think starting to get other people on here besides us and getting their life perspective on things and some of the knowledge on stuff that they do, I think that might help out a little bit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So definitely look forward to that. Maybe get some of our people that watch the episodes to hit that follow button a little bit more. I mean, we have a lot of views in a lot of countries, including America. You just got to get.
You got to point at it. Where is it? Where's the like button? Over here.
The like button is usually. Oh, let me get my finger. The follow button's down there, right below the episode on Spotify. I think the like button's over here on YouTube, and either one of these buttons, and down, like straight down, is the comment section. So if you don't agree with us, by all means, talk shit.
Well, let's hear it. Bring it.
And we do respond. You may not like the response, but my God, we respond. We respond
That's
on
right.
everything: TikTok, Instagram, X. I mean, YouTube, Spotify, Facebook. If you find me on Facebook, I'll respond to that too. Hope it's me, Harry, or Dursky that responds. Because if you poke Wes too hard, he's gonna throw a Casey's pizza at you. I mean, he
Such a
brings
waste of good pizza.
he every now and then I got to take his keyboard away from him when he's typing back to people. But by all means, hit us up. We will definitely respond and give you our thoughts on stuff. And if you just want to talk shit, by all means, bring it. We'll talk shit right back. We don't care.
Hell yeah.
So hit the follow button, hit the like button. Follow us on Spotify, YouTube, on the podcast. Keep Jerry in his nice attire that he likes wearing. Got to
This could
fund
get
him a new.
pricey if I got to buy new outfits.
We got to fund him a new fur coat at some point with this.
I mean, I do want to throw this out here. The challenge is now to Dursky.
We have a challenge to Dursky for the.
Yeah, I got to see a one up here.
Well, you guys started that feud about the white trash party, so well,
That's
I
what I'm
kind of
saying.
started it, but still,
You lit that fuse and walked away.
yeah, I kind of fucking set that on fire and ran away. But we definitely got to have a white trash off this year. See who can
Hell
pull it
yeah.
off the best.
We'll do live remote on site.
All right, man. I think we've been on here long enough trying to bring a little comedy. And the best part was bringing up the old school comedy that some people may not have ever heard of that they need to go watch. And the 90s and 2000s comedians are the best ever to do it. So
Absolutely.
I will catch you next time, man. Thanks for your snazzy get-ups on your...
Sounds good, brother.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Bye. You too. Later.
It's called Frosty Ding It, and I'm the dolphin, and you're the flower.
Well, I guess I think it should be Dr. Parker, but